Attention to detail on your projects. And I can't preach this enough. I know there's a lot of other videos out there of people saying the exact same thing and they're not lying to you. And I'm going to show you why. Now, when I stripped this down the first time and cleaned it up and fixed some issues on it, and then quick shot it down to get it going, you can see, because I told you I rushed because it was taking me a while, and I actually didn't have it in the barn. I was doing it outside, so I had to get some primer on it. So I quick shot it. And you can see that by some of my original weather stripping is still right down here inside the track. I didn't get it all off. Now I pulled the tail light housings today. Which one is it? This one. And I pulled it because, is it this one? Yeah. See if I can show you. You can see, I think you can, it's pinholing up top. And I don't think I noticed it before. If I did, I don't really remember. But I pulled them today because I wanted to see what was behind them here. Remember I said about pulling stuff off. And you can see, I'll show you. This was actually factory seam sealed up in here. Church is letting out. But this was factory seam sealed up inside here. And now I took my little screwdriver here and I scratched along and dug it out because obviously look at the rust. Same on the side here and down here. But I dug out the seam sealer here. Along the edge here you can see the rust that was underneath. Now if I want to touch this and scratch out the seam sealer, and even down here in the corner, let me get my light. Yeah. There we go. Try to shine out so you can see. Look at the rust. And you can see this was not done by me, but this was previous. I don't know if this is factory stuff here. It doesn't look like it to me, but it could be. I don't know. But the key thing is, look at the rust down in here, and chunk of sealer that I actually dug out of there. So it's little things like this, and look how brittle this is. That's not even seam sealer. I don't even know what that is. But anyway, oh, and up here, I haven't gone to dig into it yet. But there's actually, where do I got it? One of these crown moldings here. Oh, I'll get the bottle on my way. And it might actually be this side. I mean, this thing's pockmarked up. I cleaned it up. It used to look a lot worse, and it was actually had paint on it at one point. But anyway, that sits there. It covers over everything naturally, like a beauty ring. But the factory seam sealer here, see how it's cracked? Now I rooted some of it out with the grinder, but it's cracked up. Now it's little things like that that kind of make or break a build. You know, obviously it's going to take more time to clean all this up, get rid of the rust completely, paint it up. I'll paint them, primer. I'm going to fix the hole that's, this isn't even the right one. I'm going to fix the pinhole that's in the tail light housing there and get that cleaned up, painted up. This is what kind of makes or breaks projects, is little details like this that would rear their ugly head later on down the road, where all of a sudden it's loose here, or you open up the trunk and there's water in there because there's a hole back here now. And like I said, take your time, strip it down, and it's only going to be as good as you make it. But it's little things like that, attention to detail, where that might not leak at this second, but it's going to let moisture inside the interior, which that's actually kind of lines up with the package tray there. So that's going to get down inside the trunk here. And then that, other than rotting out the trunk floor, it's going to rot out the package tray and probably up inside here and then the roof line, which is a much harder job to fix if it gets on into the roof. So, I mean, you kind of got to get to this stuff early before they get out of hand. Attention to detail. That would have reared its ugly head. Yes, it's going to take longer. You know, it's probably going to set me back, I don't know, 2 days. I want to say 2 days. You know, I'll work on cleaning this up today. I'll sand all the rust out of it. It could be painted over then, but to fix it right. And like I said, to me, it's the same thing right here, like the skin that's on the trunk lid. Now, that's rolled around and factory pinched and probably spot welded on. But underneath the lip here, there is, I can peel it off. The seam sealer is coming off. I believe that seam sealer, it might just be paint, I don't know. There's little things like that, you got to take care of them, because they're going to end up being a problem later on down the road. So just little things, attention to detail. You do it right, you know it's done right. And like I said, this isn't going anywhere. I'm not selling this car. I'm not going to flip it. I've had it, I think, for 2 or 3 years now. But it ain't going anywhere. I like my old Plymouth. So, I mean, I could cobble it together because it is just, it's my car, you know. And it ain't going anywhere. But I'm not going to do that. I want it right. Now, I am on a short window. Yeah, I understand that. People have time frames. That's why I got rushed the first time, just to get the primer on it, because I was kind of running out of time. It's starting to rain outside. Hopefully that's not transferring through. But it's just the little things, you know. We're good, like I said, gonna dress up this trunk lip, because obviously it's been pried on with a hack job. I don't know what's going on with it. But that's little things that you want to take care of before they get out of hand. Now, could I have not taken the housing off and just sanded the outside of them, made them look purty on the outside, and slapped primer over? And they'd probably be good for quite a little while without an issue. That you wouldn't even see anything, you wouldn't notice anything. But sooner or later, rust never sleeps. It doesn't stop. It's only going to get worse. So it's got to be done now. Because, I mean, if this rots out the whole back portion here, that's a much larger job and harder to fix than taking a day or 2 days now to fix this right. So I think that's about all I got for you today. I just wanted to tell you is attention to detail. You know, yeah, you want to get done and you want to get done in a certain time frame. Fine, that's understandable. But same sense, you still got to take your time. Prep is key on everything. And I said that yesterday in the previous video, where the better you do your prep for paint, the better your results are going to be. But I know this is a cheap, it's my budget paint job, which it is on a budget. The paint was cheap, my primer's cheap, but it's decent. The paint should be decent. But like I said, at the same time, you want to do it right. I mean, yeah, it's going to take you a little bit more time. So be it. But give yourself some peace of mind and do it right the first time. Like I said, this is budget. And don't get me wrong, it is budget. It is a budget build. Through and through, 100%, any way you look at it. It's a budget build. And budget paint job. But it's, even though it's a budget, it still needs to be done right. All because it's on a budget does not mean it doesn't need to be done right. Might take you a little bit longer, It's not going to cost me nothing except some time to fix this up right. And you know what it is going to cost me? I still haven't found my brushable seam sealer, so I'm going to have to get another tube. It's going to cost me a $20 or $25 tube of seam sealer to seal the edges in. But small peace of mind to know that it's done right. I'm not going to have a problem with that once it's done right. So that's all I got for you today. I just wanted to give you a little heads up here. Attention to detail. Focus on everything. You know, it's just little stuff like that which kind of make or break any build. And I know a lot of people that would just not even pull these covers off and just go over it. It's not the right way to do it. So we got to do it right. Man, it's raining cats and dogs out there. Well, thunder mixed in. Well, they wanted it. We always need it. It means grass will go haywire this week. But anyway, this is about all I got for you today. So pay attention to your little details there. It's going to reward yourself later in the long run. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.